You are scrolling online late at night. You weren't even planning to buy anything. Then suddenly you see it. A pair of shoes, a new phone, a gaming console, a jacket, a vacation. And underneath the price, there are 4 tiny words that completely change how your brain reacts. Pay in full. Not $400, not $800, just 4 easy payments of $19 or $42 or $73. Small enough to feel harmless. Small enough to make your brain whisper, "Yeah, I can afford that." And that is the moment the trap springs. Because buy now, pay later did not become one of the fastest growing industries in America by accident. It became successful because it discovered a terrifyingly simple vulnerability in human psychology. Most people do not buy based on total price. They buy based on monthly pain. And the moment companies learned how to shrink the pain, people started buying things they never would have purchased otherwise. Meet Tyler. He is 26 years old with a decent job. Not rich, not broke, just normal. At first, Tyler loved buy now, pay later. Honestly, most people do. The apps feel clean, easy, and friendly. It looks nothing like old school debt. There is no giant paperwork, no awkward bank meetings, and no scary loan officer. Just one button, instant approval, and suddenly, something expensive feels weirdly affordable. Tyler first used it for shoes. $120, split into 4 payments. No big deal. Then headphones, then clothes, then furniture for his apartment, then plane tickets, then Christmas gifts, then random online shopping late at night when he felt stressed or bored. Every single purchase felt manageable because each payment looked tiny by itself. That is the psychological trick. Buy now, pay later does not make things cheaper, it makes them feel cheaper. There is a massive difference, and companies know it. In fact, behavioral researchers have repeatedly found that consumers spend significantly more money when installment payments are available instead of full upfront pricing. Why? Because the brain reacts emotionally to immediate pain, not long-term math. Imagine somebody asks you for $800 right now. It is painful. Now imagine they ask for $50 every 2 weeks. Your brain relaxes instantly, even though mathematically you are paying the exact same amount, sometimes even more. That psychological shift built a multi-billion-dollar industry almost overnight, and Tyler had no idea he was slowly becoming the product. At first, everything worked perfectly. Payments left his account automatically. No stress, no late notices, no disaster. That is why buy now, pay later is so dangerous. It compounds slowly, not dramatically. Nothing feels wrong in the beginning. Modern debt rarely arrives looking dangerous. It arrives looking convenient. 1 payment is easy. 4 payments are manageable. But modern life is not built around 1 payment. It is built around stacking them. Enter Sarah, Tyler's co-worker. Sarah is also 26, making the exact same salary, but Sarah views money differently. While Tyler sees his paycheck as a collection of monthly slots to fill, Sarah sees her income as total safety. Sarah wanted the same shoes and the same headphones, but she understood a fundamental rule of the modern economy. Companies do not profit from your hesitation, they profit from your speed. To protect herself, Sarah built artificial friction. She deleted the shopping apps from her phone. She instituted a strict 24-hour cooling-off period for any non-essential purchase. Most importantly, she created a golden rule. If she could not comfortably buy the entire item upfront in full, today, she could not finance it in pieces either. Meanwhile, Tyler kept stacking. 1 payment for shoes, 1 for clothes, 1 for electronics, 1 for furniture, 1 for flights, 1 for subscriptions, 1 for streaming, 1 for the gym, 1 for the phone, 1 for the food delivery,
Until one night, Tyler opened his banking app.
Not because he wanted to, but because his rent payment was due. For the first time, he noticed something terrifying. His paycheck already felt completely spent before payday even arrived.
Not because he was reckless, and not because he was buying luxury sports cars. It happened because he had normalized dozens of tiny payments that no longer felt real individually.
This is where buy now, pay later becomes deeply predatory to your mental peace. It entirely separates the pleasure of buying from the pain of paying. Older generations felt financial pain immediately. You handed over cash, your wallet felt lighter, and your bank account dropped instantly. Today, purchases happen emotionally and friction-free. The consequences happen weeks or months later. Human beings are evolutionarily terrible at connecting future pain to present pleasure. That is why so many people say, "I didn't realize how much I spent." Modern spending barely feels like spending anymore. It feels like clicking. The apps actively encourage this behavior. They bombard you with notifications. Available spending power. Pre-approved. You are eligible. Only $22 today. Everything is meticulously engineered to reduce hesitation. Hesitation protects you financially, but it kills corporate profit. There is another cultural driver behind this explosion. People hate feeling left behind. Modern culture and social media constantly pressure people to appear successful. Nice clothes, nice apartments, nice vacations, nice lifestyles. Comparison quietly destroys financial discipline. Someone sees their friends traveling, so they finance a trip. Someone sees influencers redesigning an apartment, so they finance furniture. Buy now, pay later removes the final obstacle that used to stop impulse purchases. It replaces true affordability with immediate affordability. A person may not be able to comfortably afford an item, but if the first payment is small enough, the brain overrides logic and says yes anyway. Tyler kept telling himself the ultimate lie. It's only $30, then another 30, then another 40, then another 18, until eventually he was no longer managing his lifestyle, he was managing payment streams. Psychologically, this creates profound exhaustion. When every future paycheck already has claims attached to it, you lose the room to breathe. One unexpected expense becomes an absolute emergency because your income is already entirely fragmented into obligations. Then life happened, because life always happens eventually. Tyler's car needed an urgent $900 repair. At almost the exact same time, his hours at work got temporarily reduced. Suddenly, the system that once felt frictionless completely locked up. Payments started overlapping. One missed date triggered another. Late fees appeared. Collections notices followed. The smooth, friendly, pastel-colored apps suddenly turned cold and aggressive. Buy now, pay later works beautifully until real life interrupts it. Financial stability is not about whether your payments are affordable during perfect months. It is about whether they remain manageable during imperfect months. Most people calculate their finances assuming life will go smoothly, but smooth months are never the problem. Emergencies are. Job instability is. Medical bills are. That is where debt becomes incredibly heavy. Tyler finally realized the truth. He wasn't buying freedom. He was borrowing comfort from his future self. Every installment payment was quietly suffocating his future flexibility. Future Tyler had no room to move because present Tyler kept consuming tomorrow's income. Psychologists call this present bias, our hardwired tendency to prioritize immediate rewards over distant consequences. Companies simply call it profit. To be fair, buy now, pay later isn't inherently evil. Used with extreme care, it can help people bridge genuine emergencies or avoid high-interest credit card debt. The problem is not the tool itself. The problem is how easily human psychology is manipulated by it. When companies intentionally design spending to be entirely painless, visible, and invisible spending quickly becomes dangerous spending. Tyler finally sat down and added everything together. every active payment, every installment, every subscription. The total shocked him. Not because any single choice was outrageous, but because the accumulation was catastrophic. That is how financial ruin happens. Rarely through one massive decision, but usually through hundreds of small, comfortable decisions repeated over time. That realization changed Tyler permanently. He adopted Sarah's mindset. He deleted the apps. He brought back the friction. And something interesting happened. Many things he once desperately wanted stopped feeling important after just a few days of waiting. Most consumer urges fade if you simply force yourself to wait. But the entire industry is designed to prevent reflection, because reflection reduces spending. Instant checkout, instant approval, instant gratification. People rarely buy products, they buy feelings. Confidence, status, excitement, escape, identity. Modern apps transformed emotional stress shopping into a frictionless conveyor belt. One click, one approval, one dopamine hit, and the consequences are pushed safely into the future. Ultimately, Tyler learned the most important lesson of all. Financial peace feels infinitely better than temporary excitement. That realization sounds incredibly boring when you are young, until the financial stress starts stealing your sleep. There is a deep, unshakable confidence that comes from knowing your upcoming paycheck belongs entirely to you, not to lenders, not to apps, not to past obligations. You breathe differently. You handle emergencies calmly because financial margin creates emotional stability. Tyler stopped trying to look rich and started trying to become financially calm. Those are completely opposing goals. Modern culture rewards appearances loudly, but real financial stability develops very quietly. Nobody posts the purchases they avoided online. Nobody streams their disciplined decisions. But those invisible choices shape your entire future. Months later, Tyler looked at his account again. For the first time in years, he felt light. He hadn't become wealthy overnight, but he had regained control. That is the real danger of modern debt systems. Not just the interest or the fees, but the quiet loss of control. When your future income is committed to past choices, your freedom disappears. Modern life conditions us to believe everything should exist as a permanent monthly payment. Cars, phones, clothes, software, vacations. Eventually, people stop asking, "Do I own this?" and start asking, "Can I manage the monthly payment?" That mental shift completely drains wealth over time. Ownership builds security, permanent payments destroy it. The ultimate irony is stark. The easier companies make it to spend today, the harder life feels tomorrow. The smartest financial question you can ask yourself is never, "What can I afford monthly?" It is, "What kind of pressure am I creating for my future self?" Most people trapped by modern payment systems are not stupid. They are simply human. Humans love convenience, comfort, and immediate rewards. Multi-billion-dollar industries were built specifically to weaponize those exact traits against us. The skill of modern life is learning to recognize when convenience quietly becomes a dependency. Because convenience is not freedom. Sometimes, convenience is just delayed stress wearing excellent marketing.
The information in this video is collected from publicly available sources including Kelley Blue Book, Carfax, Experian, Bankrate, LendingTree, MoneyGeek, the Federal Reserve Bank of New York, and Consumer Reports data available as of 2026. We do not verify or guarantee the accuracy of any information presented. This video is for entertainment and general information purposes only. We are not financial advisors. We are not responsible for any financial decisions you make based on this content. Always do your own research and speak with a licensed professional before making any financial decisions. We take no responsibility for any outcomes resulting from information shared in